Tim. And I don't usually get to talk about current movies because I seldom go to the cinema anymore for a variety of reasons that I have covered in other videos. But we did go see The Fall Guy on Friday night, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about it. I will start with laying out all of my biases first and foremost. If you haven't visited this channel before or haven't been here very long, I do have an undergraduate degree in radio, television, film. It's in media studies with a focus on screenwriting, and I did used to intern for a major Hollywood producer. So I was kind of a PA type person. So I have been on film sets, and I enjoy seeing movies about the industry. No matter how kind of outrageous or ridiculous, I always have this kind of mixed feeling of nostalgia and relief that I'm not still on film sets. The movies like this kind of remind me of why I quit doing that work. Not that it isn't fun and a good time, but it is chaotic and, you know, schedules, and it's a whole different world. And so seeing a movie like The Fall Guy brings a lot of that back to me. It's funny because I'm watching the shenanigans in this movie and I'm like, yeah, I know this is far-fetched, but some of this stuff I can, like, for me, in some cases, I'm like, it's not that big a stretch that your star just kind of, in any case. As for the original 80s television show, I did not watch it. I was very aware of it because it was my uncle's, like, favorite TV show. But other than that, I knew nothing really about it except I could recognize the music. I remember the credit sequence with him jumping to the helicopter, which I assume the scene at the end of the movie is, you know, kind of an homage to, right? A callback of sorts. But in any case, The Fall Guy stars Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Ryan Gosling plays Colt, a stunt performer on film sets. Jodie is the character played by Emily Blunt. She is a camera operator, aspiring director. Colt, at the beginning of the film, gets injured in a stunt performance on the film. He is generally the stunt performer for a famous actor named Tom Ryder. And, you know, because sometimes, not always, but sometimes you get somebody who's just a good enough look-alike for an actor that they tend to be attached to that actor. And that is what Colt is. He's attached to Tom, and then Tom has... Well, the producer is played by Hannah Waddingham? And she also seems to manage Tom, I guess. It was kind of a muddle there to me because, again, I worked for a producer. Wasn't managing the stars, really. Was managing the money, but okay. In any case, I think her name is Gina in the movie. So Cole gets injured. He ghosts Jodie. He and Jodie kind of have this budding romance, but he ghosts her after getting injured and leaving the film industry to become a valet. And in about 18 months after his injury and all, Gina calls Colt and says, hey, Jodie's directing her first film and I'm producing it and she really wants you on set and it's in Australia and Tom's in it and we really need you as Tom's stunt double for this big movie called Metal something. I don't even remember. It's some kind of like sci-fi-ish Dune meets Mad Max-esque kind of looking thing. And it looks utterly ridiculous. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to be the Comic-Con Hall H thing, and it's going to be this huge big deal, and it's going to be huge for Jodie, but she needs you. And of course, Colt, even though he hasn't seen Jodie, talked to Jodie, he wants to show up in a big way, and he flies off to Australia to, do this stunt work. Jodie, on the other hand, has no idea that Colt is coming because she has not asked for Colt. She, she is still angry about him ghosting her, and is not entirely happy to see him show up on her set. What goes from there is that it turns out that Tom is actually kind of missing, and Gina asks Colt to go maybe look for him. He's been gone for a couple days, and maybe if you could just check his rental, check the places he's been hanging out, see if anybody knows where he has gone to ground to, if he's just on a bender or whatever. This, again, kind of weird. Your producer wouldn't normally do that. You'd have the star's assistant go do that. The producer would definitely want to know where the star is. The director would definitely want to know where the star is. Somehow Jodie hasn't figured out yet that Tom is in the wind. So, I guess they're trying to minimize budgeting issues, because the longer you go without your star, the longer the shoot goes on. You're trying to find other things to shoot when your star can't be there. You've got to rearrange your schedules. You've got to rearrange your actors to fit that. And it's more and more money as the moving pieces of a film set are really intricate, let's just say. That's not really discussed in the film, but I'm aware of it because I'm like, oh yeah, I could see where this would be a problem. Besides the fact that if you're talking about a movie where the star is in almost every scene, or in most scenes, the bulk of the scenes, you need him on set, that's, a whole other thing too. But anyway, what goes from there is a murder mystery stunt spectacular, multiple fight scenes married to a sort of romantic storyline in which Colt and Jodie are trying to work out their relationship, if they have one, if they don't, and if they do, what kind of relationship is this? Is it a fling? Is it a genuine romance? What is this? I will say the first 20 minutes, maybe 20 or 30 minutes of the movie felt slow to me. It was all, set up before we got to any real action. But once the plot really kicked in, it did get amusing. I won't say it was laugh out loud funny. I expected to laugh more than I did. But impressive stunt work. This is truly a love letter to stunt performers and kind of the workers in general on film sets, who are, in my experience, some of my favorite people. I've said before in other videos, the Teamsters taught me to drive. I had a license, but I was not a confident driver. The Teamsters took me under the wings. Thank you, Charlie Coulter. Hats off. And the wardrobe people, it's so funny. I saw the cockatoo in this film that Tom has, and I was reminded that one of our wardrobe ladies had a cockatoo named Merlin, and I loved going to the wardrobe trailer and seeing the bird, and he would hop on and he'd tug my ear. So, I was like, oh yeah, I know what that's like. Craft services, not really mentioned here, but again, some of my favorite people. I remember going to craft services one day and wanting goldfish crackers, and they didn't have any, and I was like, oh no, it's fine. It's not for, the producer or anything. It was just for me. And they were like, no, we will go get you goldfish crackers. And they brought back one of those giant things of goldfish crackers for me. I mean, great people on film sets, in my experience. And I know that's not always true, but I was fortunate enough to have good experiences with some fantastic people. So, in any case, once the plot kicks in here, it is cute. It is, the script probably could have been a little stronger, probably needed some punching up. But overall, we very much enjoyed this movie, and I was sad that we thought the theater would be full, but it was maybe half full. maybe. And we were in a smaller theater. Now, our cinema was showing it on like 2 or 3 screens, I think. So, and we were seeing it on time. It was like 8:30 p.m. on a Friday. We had gone to dinner, and then we were going to see the movie. And then there was going to be like a 10:30 showing, I think. So, like, in any case, overall, enjoyable, I would say. I saw that it was maybe not going to hit its projections. This is the like first big movie of the summer season, supposedly, because now the summer season starts first weekend in May. But yeah, I don't know. I would have expected more people around. I think it would have been more fun in a larger crowd. I think there would have been more laughs and things like that. It is a movie that I think would benefit from seeing with a group, like a group of people who are into it. But yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good. And I would tell people to, for something kind of light and fluffy and a little bit silly, but also just cinematically very impressive, again, with the stunts and everything. I would recommend going to see it if you have any interest. If you're kind of going, I don't know, maybe I'll wait till it's streaming, I'd say no, go see it in a cinema. I think it's worth, the stunts and everything are worth the big screen, and I think it's worth seeing with a crowd. And if you can hear that, I don't know if you can, but that is a cat. So I will wrap this up. If you've seen The Fall Guy, let me know what you thought. If you watched the TV show, let me know about that, because like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it. Lee Majors does make a cameo at the end of this film, and definitely stay through the credits to see the actual stunt footage, because it's impressive. But yeah, and in any case, until next time, take care.